Hi, my name is Edima, as usual. And welcome again to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about work contracts and work ethics as briefly as possible. It's so sad when you see a presenter, a broadcaster, a journalist work, in fact, anyone, it's irrespective of the field. It's really important that when someone works, they get paid, they get their benefits. So it's really sad when you see someone putting in their all in all, and at the end of the day, they do not get what they deserve as per their pay. After all, the good book says, a laborer deserves his or her wages, right? Okay. So, especially for my industry, I'll speak about my industry. We have cases where people don't get paid even after they have or are delivering their work. And because we're so passionate, we are so passionate about our work, we just don't want to quit. We're like, hey, we have to keep going. Yes, we have to just do the job. I'm not saying it's wrong, but you need to know where to draw the line. So first of all, it's really important to have a work contract. See that thing? Don't take it out. Word of mouth has never held water. It will not. If you like, go and say, oh, I recorded it. Well, these days with AI and the rest, you can't tell what's what. But at least if it's a work contract that has been legally drawn, you can present that in a court of law. So before I start working, I always ask for my work contract. Both of you go through the terms, that's the employer-employee. If something is not okay in the clause or something, you say, oh, that's not okay. But don't take on a job because they promised you and said, oh, we're going to be paying you 5 million naira every month. Or, oh, you're going to be going home with $5 billion. No. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a written contract. So I remember one time I applied for a job, got the job, and the employee, or rather the employer, was, he was just stating the terms. We're going to do this. We're expanding. You could probably be in charge of the stores. And there was just a whole lot. It sounded big. It sounded great. I mean, it was close to my house. So I'm like, just stroll in and stroll out, I'd already started calling everybody, telling everybody about the great job and all of that. So the next time I went back, I said, okay, let me just go and sort out the modalities. After talking to my husband, he was like, oh, you need to have a proper contract. And I go and we start talking about contracts. And the guy takes, in fact, it was like a huge U-turn. And by the time I stated, okay, do you know that I'm entitled to public holidays and that paid holidays? You know that I'm entitled to leave, right? And it's paid leave, your normal paid leave, you're entitled to it. Do you know that's how the guy didn't call me back again? That was it. That was the end of the work. And I knew deep down that I didn't want him to even call me back because I was unwilling to go and work in a place where they do not have a proper work contract, because at the end of the day, you're going to just slave it through, and someone will wake up tomorrow and tell you, oh, I'm not going to pay your salary. Or someone will wake up tomorrow and tell you can't go and leave because one thing. Do you understand? So you need to be able to stick to your work contract. I know, yes, there are times that you give room for flexibility. And in the for the radio stations, I know I saw a couple of people say, okay, maybe I can work for free for a month or 2 months, and then I would quit. The truth is, I'm just talking based on my personal experience. One, I will not even work in a place that they will owe salary. 2, 1 month you have not paid me is a goodbye. Do you get? This reminds me of one of the organizations I worked for. And one of the courses, one of the key things they were supposed to do for me is there was supposed to be a driver to pick and drop me. Do you get? It was part of what we had agreed. So I was doing an early morning shift, and then the then manager was like, oh, which means that normally I need to leave my house, say 4:30 a.m. Yes, because I need to be able to meet up to start the show by 5 a.m. So latest 4:30 a.m. I'm out of the house. And so they call, oh, the driver is not available to pick me. Take a taxi or find your way. And he didn't sound apologetic. He didn't sound like, oh, maybe there was a problem or something. I had to actually be the one to call and find out what's going on. That was when I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. One, I am a lady. I should find my way by 4:30 a.m. Everywhere is dark. It's not bright. I should find my way. Okay, it's like, you don't want to see me at work. I said, okay, no problem. But where am I supposed to get an Uber or a taxi by this time of the day to be able to get to work? Even if there was one, my dear, I will still not take it because, So, guess what? I still went to work, but I didn't show up till like, I think around 7 a.m. That was when I was able to resume work because, that was when it was daylight and I was able to take a cab to the office and all of that. It wasn't me trying to be strong-headed. I know some people might be like, you could eventually own your own company and at the same time, But there's a way to relate with people. For example, okay, you guys cannot pay, maybe the overhead costs are too much, there's something going on, and you cannot afford to pay your workers at the moment. Communication is key. Yes, it's important that you let people know, oh, I will not be able to. I am deeply sorry. Relate with people like they are human beings and not like they are slaves because they work for you. So I'm just going to talk about the work contract. It's really important you have a work contract because I know, yes, we can say, oh, the courts are not working and all of that. Have your work contract first. Have it first. Have something you can hold on to. And let the lawsuits follow. Should I say court's not working? It will shock you. And especially with social media now, there is power in numbers. See that thing? No matter how we want to shout, Nigeria, there is power in numbers. Have your work contract. Nobody likes to be dragged, especially on social media, if the court is being slow. So imagine you posting, oh, this is the work contract. This is what you're supposed to pay me. These are the clauses. And you're going behind as an employer to go against these things. So please, this is 2024. If you're an employer as well, please do the needful. Pay people their salaries, I beg you. 1. 2, if there are any delays or something happens, be sure to communicate properly. But say that whole working for 6, 7, 8 months, you haven't paid someone. That's wrong. Yeah, you know, when people say, it's witchcraft, this winch, you're flying the night. No, you are the real witchcraft. Because what? If it's you, how would you cope? And you're probably not even paying so much yet. Okay, before I go on a rant, but I hope you do get the message. I wish all of you the best in this 2024. Stay on, there are going to be more super awesome videos.